Hello friends, welcome to InfoStree channel. Today's our topic is polymerization techniques. This is the part 2 of polymers. So let's discuss about what we can cover in this video. We are covering in this video is polymerization definition and the types of polymerization techniques of like additional polymerization and condensation polymerization. In this also we have some four parts like bulk polymerization, solution polymerization, suspension polymerization and emulsion polymerization. So let's discuss about the definition of this polymerization. Here, polymerization is the chemical process in which small molecule called monomers join together to form a large, more complex molecule known as a polymer. You are already know this. This process can occur in different ways and is a fundamental in producing various materials like plastics, synthetic fibers and resins. So now let's discuss about types of polymerization. Here are the types of polymerization that are in additional polymerization. We have four types of polymerization that are bulk polymerization, solution polymerization and suspension polymerization and emulsion polymerization. Let's discuss about the bulk polymerization. Here bulk polymerization is the definition itself says that bulk polymerization is a method where monomers are polymerized in their pure form without using a solvent or a dispersing agent. It is one of the simplest and most widely used method for producing polymers. Here you can see that bulk polymerization is a method where monomers are polymerized. So from monomers we are polymerizing in their pure form without using a solvents. Here we are without using a solvents we are producing polymers. So after these definitions we are learn it about with us still more some points you can easily know about bulk polymerization, that are mass or a block polymerization of the undiluted monomers carried out by adding a solution initiator of pure monomers in liquid state. The mixture is constantly agitated and heated to polymerization temperature. Once the reaction starts, heating is stopped as the reaction is exothermic. The heated generated is dissipated by circulating water jackets. Viscosity increases dramatically during conversion. Here this is the diagram of that bulk polymerization. Here we can see that agitators, here these are the agitators and these are the reactors, and this we are seeing these are the heating and cooling jackets, which is depends on the polymers. It will be heat and it will cool the jackets. Then these are the monomers and monomers plus initiators. So in this bulk polymerization, let's also discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of this bulk polymerization. Advantages of bulk polymerizations are the system is simple and require thermal insulation. Here's thermal insulations, and the polymers is obtained pure. Large casting may be prepared directly. It means in a bulk also we can produce polymers. Here the disadvantages of bulk polymerization are heat transfer and mixing become difficult as the viscosity of a reaction mass increases. If a viscosity of a reaction mass increases, it will be the difficult to transfer or mixing that thing. Okay, highly exothermic. It is a highly exothermic. So this is also one of the disadvantages of bulk polymerization, and a very low molecular weight obtained. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of the bulk polymerization. Here we seen that definition of a bulk polymerization, and that also polymerization definition. So let's learn about a solution polymerization. So for a solution polymerizations also we have some definitions and also some points to explain it in a lighter way. So let's start about that. Solution polymerization. Solution polymerization is a technique where monomers and initiators are dissolved in the suitable solvent before polymerization occur. The solvent helps control the reaction temperature and viscosity, making the process more manageable than bulk polymerization. Here, this will be more manageable than bulk polymerization. So, because this is the second invention of after the bulk polymerization, so there are some advantages are more than bulk polymerization. So let's learn the points of this solution polymerization. Here are some points which can discuss about this solution polymerization, that are solution disadvantages of a bulk polymers are eliminated in the solution polymerization. Monomers along with the initiator dissolved in a solvent formed, polymer stays dissolved. The mixture is kept at a polymerization temperature and constantly agitated. Depending on a concentration of a monomers, the viscosity of a solution does not increases. These are the points which we can see about solution polymerization. And let's discuss about the next polymerization, that is suspension polymerization. Here this is the diagram of suspension polymerization. So after discussing this diagram we can go through that points and definition about suspension polymerization. Here this is we can just see the diagram. So after that when we learn the definition, after that we can go through this diagram again. So this is just organic phase and aqueous phase, monomers, droplets and polymer particles. So let's learn about some definitions of a suspension polymerization. Here are some points which we can relate it to the suspension polymerization. After that we can see the definitions. Okay. So first of all, liquid or a dissolved monomer suspended in the liquid phase like a water. Initiators used are a monomers soluble, example dibenzyl peroxide. Thus polymer is produced in a heterogeneous medium, and initiators, the size of a monomer droplet is 50 to 200 μm in diameter. The product is separated out in the form of a spherical pearl or a bed of a polymers. So these are the points which we can relate to that suspension polymerization. So let's go through the definition of a suspension polymerization. Here this is a definition, that is suspension polymerization, also known as a pearl polymerization or a bed polymerization. Here this you can see, you can call that as a bed polymerization. So why we call this as bed polymerization is a technique where monomers are dispersed in a liquid medium, usually water, in the form of droplets, which then are polymerized into small spherical polymer beds. Okay, this is the suspension polymerization definition. So after that now let's discuss about the advantages of a suspension polymerization. These are the process of a comparatively cheap as it involves only water instead of solvents. Viscosity increases is a negligible. Agitators and temperature control is easy. Disadvantages of this suspension polymerization are the method can be adapted only for a water insoluble monomers. it is not adapted for a soluble water soluble monomers. So this is the disadvantage, and it is difficult to control a polymer size. Is also difficult to control the polymer size. Larger volume of a reactor is taken up by water. These are the advantages of a suspension polymerization. So one of the types of polymers are emulsion polymerization. Here the technique is used for a production of a large number of commercial plastics and elastomers. The system consists of a water insoluble monomers, dispersion medium, and emulsifying agents or a surfactants and a water soluble initiators. The monomer is dispersed in the aqueous phase not as a discrete droplets but as a uniform emulsion. This is the points of emulsion polymerization. So let's discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of emulsion polymerization. Here are the advantages of emulsion polymerization are high molecular weight polymers, fast polymerization rates, allow removal of a heat from the system. Disadvantages of the emulsion polymerization are surfactants and polymerization adjuvants, and it is difficult to remove. Here surfactants and polymerizations are difficult to remove. For a dry polymers, water removal in an energy intensive process cannot be used for a condensation of ionic or a Ziegler-Netter polymerization. Here these are the addition polymerizations. Types of addition polymerization are we studied now. So one of the main process, that is condensation polymerization. Also in this we can see that melt polycondensation and solution polycondensation. Here melt polycondensation definition is: melt condensation is a condensation polymerization process carried out in the molten state without the use of solvents into commonly used to make polyesters and polyamide, example PET and nylon. Here malt polycondensation advantages are solvent free, reducing environmental and processing concern, high purity of a final polymer, cost effective for a large scale products. These are the advantages of a polycondensation, and disadvantages of this polycondensation is high temperature can cause a degradation of a sensitive monomers. Viscosity increases as a polymer forms, making mixing and a heat transfer harder. Need a precise control of a reaction condition. Here solution polycondensation. The solution polycondensation's definition is: solution polycondensation is a condensation polymerization method carried out in the solvents where monomers with the reactive functional groups like OH, COOH and NH2 reacts to form a polymers and release small byproducts. The solvents helps control viscosity and temperature during the reaction. Here we can also see that the advantages of this solution polycondensation are low temperature required than melt method, better control over molecular weight and reaction rate, good heat dissipation due to the solvents. Disadvantages are solvent recovery and drying step add cost, environmentally concern from. These are the disadvantages of this solution polycondensation. Today we are learned that explain the details about the polymerization techniques. This will be make come for 8 marks or a 5 marks answer, or also we can also see this in that for a 2 marks bulk polymerization, solution polymerization. In this way also we can get this question for exams. So I hope we learned something from it, and to get more information about polymerization and some chemicals, so please be tuned with our channel. Thank you for watching. Support by liking and subscribing. Thank you.